This is Radom.
Beneath this beauty lies something deadly. It's not pierogies. It's not kazanska. Kana,
Kashanka.
that thing. And it's not even the meat jelly, though that is a close contender. It's actually Joseph Kony and the LRA. This is Radom National Park, inside of Kafia Kingi, a disputed region claimed by Sudan and South Sudan, bordering the Central African Republic. For years, intelligence reports, defectors, and regional forces have pointed to the same conclusion: that Joseph Kony is hiding here. So what exactly is this place? Kafia Kingi is a remote, sparsely populated region caught in a long-running border dispute between Sudan and South Sudan. The area is officially administered by Sudan, with a limited Sudanese armed forces presence, and it sits directly next to the Radom National Park. There are no major towns, and only about 15,000 people live here. Very few usable roads and very little government presence. The area in itself is huge. It's made up of mainly savanna woodland, forest patches, and seasonal rivers. Animals living here include elephants, antelopes, lions, crocodiles, and rare bird species. On paper, the national park is protected, but in reality, protection is minimal, which makes it a great hiding spot for the LRA. So who are the LRA? The LRA is one of the many spiritualistic rebel groups that emerged in Uganda in the 1980s during the Civil War. Its leader, Joseph Kony, claimed to have spiritual powers and was commanded by God to create a religiously pure state that would follow the 10 Commandments. Which is kind of funny because ironically he has broken every single one of the commandments multiple times.
The worst is a beer where fellow human beings were boiled in the pot and then the captives were forced to eat.
Group became infamous for extreme violence and especially the use of child soldiers. They abducted tens of thousands of children, forcing the boys to fight in the army, and enslaving the girls. They would also massacre civilians after capturing towns and villages. By the mid-2000s, the LRA was being hunted all across northern Uganda, and eventually, due to efforts by the international community, they were chased out from Uganda. Once the LRA was pushed out of Uganda, they became smaller but still remained a persistent threat in the region. They worked in small groups and constantly moved. Kafia Kingi became sort of a safe house for Kony in 2011, and he even reportedly had a base only a few miles away from the local Sudanese Armed Forces garrison in the city of, and I kid you not, Dafak. Kafia Kingi offered exactly what Kony needed. Having dense terrain, disputed borders, minimal government control, and alleged help from the Sudanese armed forces. From this region, the LRA carried out small-scale raids all across Central Africa and northeastern Congo. They'd raid villages for food, they'd abduct children as soldiers, and they avoided direct battles. In this economically deprived area, one activity became especially important in making money: poaching.
LRA rebels who remain on the run in the Central African region are now allegedly killing elephants and selling their tusks to facilitate their rebel activities.
Elephants from nearby protected areas were killed for ivory. Ivory was easy to move through here into Sudan and then into Asia through smuggling networks, and it's how most of their money was made. Kony would spend much of the late 2010s here until 2023 in the outbreak of the Sudanese Civil War, when the LRA established a presence in Eastern Central African Republic. In 2024, the Russian Wagner group, who were operating in the area, conducted operations in the haute kotto area aimed at eliminating the LRA and attempting to capture Joseph Kony himself. Kony was not captured. However, after the operations, intelligence reporting suggested that he moved back to Kafia, Kingi. Today, Kony is believed to be extremely isolated, constantly moving and protected by a very small inner circle. Many of his top commanders have either been killed, captured, or defected, including his own son Ali Kony, who is thought to be next in line. Still, occasionally, every now and then, the LRA will pop up in the news, usually for targeting and kidnapping children, especially in the Eastern DRC. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.